Hello there, thanks for joining me this Saturday. I'm Ras Adibaradzi and these are your top stories. Government to discontinue 30% HRDF contribution. Police shot dead 3 parang-wielding men. And train passes crowd in Surabaya, killing at least 3. Assalamualaikum, I'm Ras Adibaradzi. At the Putrajaya Magistrates Court, 4 men who impersonated as Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC officers have been remanded for 6 days for allegedly soliciting a 2 million ringgit bribe from a Datuk Seri. The remand order until Thursday was issued by Magistrate Muhammad Bukhari Muhammad Ruslan. MACC Deputy Chief Commissioner of Operations, Datuk Seri Azam Baki, said 3 of the suspects, aged between 33 and 49, were arrested at a golf club in Sungai Buloh, Selangor at 3 p.m. on Thursday. The 4th suspect, aged 37, was arrested at his home in Wangsa Melawati, Kuala Lumpur at 8:15 p.m. the same day. All 4 men allegedly conspired to solicit the 2 million ringgit bribe from the Datuk Seri, who is involved in a case currently under investigation by the anti-graft body. Following the arrest, the MACC also seized 7 mobile phones, several documents and 48,350 ringgit cash. The suspect's alleged crime was exposed following a report lodged by the victim. The case is being investigated under the MACC Act, which provides a jail term of up to 20 years and a 10,000 ringgit fine or 5 times the value of the bribe, whichever is higher if convicted. In Pulau Pinang, 3 foreigners believed to be robbers, known as Geng Rantau, were shot dead by police in a forest area at Puncak Bukit Mutiara near Tanjung Bunga early this morning. The suspects were gunned down when they charged at policemen with machetes after their break-in attempt at a bungalow in the area was foiled. The State's Criminal Investigation Department Deputy Chief of Intelligence and Operations, ACP Rahimi Rais, said authorities received information on the break-in attempt at 4:20 a.m. A police team dispatched to the scene then encountered the suspects in their 30s who fled into the forest area.
Sampai di satu kawasan gelap, ketiga-tiga lelaki tersebut telah menyerang pasukan polis dengan bersenjatakan parang dan dalam mempertahankan diri, pihak polis telah melepaskan tembakan dan berjaya menewaskan ketiga-tiga lelaki tersebut. Okay. Hasil daripada siasatan awal mendapati ketiga-tiga lelaki tersebut tiada sebarang pengenalan diri dan kita percaya berkemungkinan mereka adalah warga negara asing. Pihak polis juga percaya yang kita telah berjaya menyelesaikan beberapa kes samun pada tahun 2018.
3 machetes used by the suspects were also recovered from the scene. The identities of the suspects have yet to be established, but it was believed they were involved in at least 7 housebreaking cases in the North-East District this year. The gang members were also believed to be holding out in isolated areas, often targeting luxury homes that would fetch them tens of thousands of ringgit. Their bodies were brought to the Pulau Pinang Hospital for post-mortem. The Kuala Lumpur Traffic Enforcement and Investigation Department has collected more than 3 million ringgit after offering a 50% discount to those with outstanding traffic summonses. Its Chief Assistant Commissioner Zulkifli Yahya said a total of 32,462 summonses were settled by traffic offenders during the discount period from November 7th to November 9th. He added authorities are satisfied that the response by the public was overwhelming, however admitted that the limited number of counters had caused them having to wait for a long time, and he assured that this will be improved. He also advised traffic offenders to settle any summonses early or they will have to pay more if they wait. The 50% discount, however, did not apply to traffic accident or court cases, those with outstanding arrest warrants, Ops Selamat summonses and summonses involving heavy vehicles. Kota Kinabalu Marine Police detained 2 boats with 17 Filipino crew members on suspicion of trying to smuggle out diesel. The arrests were made in the waters of Pulau Sapi, Sabah in a marine operation on Friday night. State Region 4 Marine Police Acting Commander Superintendent Abdul Nasir Othman said the 2 boats were transporting 13,400 litres of diesel fuel filled into 9 tanks and 22 barrels. Both boat operators also failed to produce licenses and clearance letters from the Customs Department. The seizure value was estimated at 29,220 ringgit. All the loot and crew members were taken to the Kota Kinabalu Marine Police Operations Headquarters for further investigation. The case is being investigated under the Customs Act. In other news, the 30% contribution by employers to the Human Resources Development Fund, HRDF, will be discontinued effective November 15. Human Resources Minister M. Kulasegaran said that the final contribution was for the month of October 2018 and that the balance of funds would go towards human capital initiatives to be announced to employees later. Speaking at the HRDF Town Hall with employer associations and registered employers, the minister said under the Pembangunan Sumber Manusia Berhad Act, registered employers are required to contribute 1% levy on the employee's monthly salary to the fund, where 30% of the levy are channeled to the consolidated fund since 2016 to help train employees from small companies that could not afford to contribute to HRDF and employees from the B40 category.
Under the old regime, these are all okay. In fact, we could have continued on, but we feel it must be appropriately armed under the Act. Just a minister wants 30% or in the budget proposal is 30%. Where does that thing come? Because the law is very clear. So follow the law. So that's why we have suggested now you go and do the necessary amendments if they need be after appropriate consultations, to be fair to everybody, so that we know exactly what is the purpose for.
The consolidated fund came into focus when it was exposed in June this year that a large amount of the monies in the fund had been misappropriated by its previous management for things other than its intended purposes.
The CEO has lodged police reports on there could be misuse of monies and could have been possible wrongdoings, both in civil and in criminal and crime, and these follow-up actions will be taken. As the report has just been released, we hope more things will come out of it.
The HRDF is an agency under the Human Resources Ministry that manages a fund for human resource training and development that were contributed by employers. Its Chief Executive V.E. Ilanjalan said the HRDF is currently looking at strategic initiatives to maximize the remaining 200 million ringgit in the consolidated fund for the benefit of employees, especially from the small and medium enterprises. The federal government will take into consideration the views of family members of high-profile murdered victims who oppose to the abolishment of the capital punishment, reasoning the move to be unjust and contributes to the rise of capital crimes or offences. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad told reporters during a visit to Kelantan today and said that the study is needed to see if their claims on the matter can be justified.
Ya, kita sedang kaji sama ada dakwaan ini tepat ataupun tidak. Karena tiap seorang tak boleh nak buat penilaian, melainkan kita ada satu kajian tentang sebenarnya ada peningkatan ataupun tidak. Tapi kita ambil berat terhadap pendapat dia.
To date, the government has yet to finalise whether it would abolish the death penalty. Meanwhile, in the same press conference, the Premier also said that no government post would be offered to former Cabinet Minister and Kelantan UMNO Liaison Chairman Datuk Seri Mustafa Muhammad, who quit UMNO and has now joined Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia Bersatu. On the quantum of petroleum royalty to Kelantan, Tun Dr. Mahathir said he was still scrutinising the matter from various angles before making a decision. Earlier today, Tun Dr. Mahathir arrived at the Sultan Ismail Petra Airport in Pangkalan Chepah at 9:30 am for a one-day working visit to the state. The Premier kick-started the visit by holding a closed-door meeting with 14 division leaders of Kelantan Bersatu in a hotel in Kota Baru. The meeting took about an hour from 10:15 am, attended also by Kelantan Bersatu Chief and State Pakatan Harapan PH Chairman Datuk Kamaruddin Mohamad Noor and his Deputy Datuk Sazmi Miah. This is Tun Dr. Mahathir's first visit to Kelantan since taking office as the 7th Prime Minister. His visiting schedule included chairing a friendly gathering with Kelantan PH leaders at the same hotel. The Premier, accompanied by his wife, Tun Dr. Siti Hasmah Muhammad Ali, also received a courtesy call from Kelantan Menteri Besar, Datuk Ahmad Yaakob, in the evening, discussing various matters, including the state's development, followed by a meeting with federal department heads in the state. Now, ASEAN leaders could turn to the Malaysian Prime Minister for lessons on how to balance their relations with the US and China amid the two superpowers' escalating trade, war and rivalry. The South China Morning Post SCMP reported that ASEAN nations are under pressure to pick sides, and there are insiders in the grouping who hope to adapt Tun Dr. Mahathir's treatment of China as a model on how smaller countries should deal with the Asian superpower. Tun Dr. Mahathir had made it clear that among his top foreign policy goals was to ensure that Malaysia returns to a neutral stance. According to the SCMP, this is the message that ASEAN leaders hope to hear at this year's second ASEAN Summit in Singapore that starts on Monday. The meeting, the second ASEAN Summit this year, will be Tun Dr. Mahathir's first since he stunned the world by defeating Barisan Nasional in the May 9th general election to reoccupy the political hot seat he held from 1981 to 2003. Diplomatic observers are hoping that the Prime Minister will also inject some vigour into the bloc. Former Malaysian ambassador to China, Datuk Abdul Majid Ahmad Han, was quoted as saying that many in the region are also looking forward to Tun Dr. Mahathir's leadership to push ASEAN to be more assertive. University Malay's Institute of China Studies, Ngiao Chaobing, also pointed out that Tun Dr. Mahathir's experience and seniority afforded him a level of deference and respect from other ASEAN leaders. Tun Dr. Mahathir had made a lot of effort to give face to China, including visiting the nation's capital months after the elections. At the same time, his position that all warships, including those from China, the US or Southeast Asian nations, should stay out of the disputed South China Sea waters did not incur any retaliation from China. UMNO Bukit Bintang Deputy Chief Datuk Sri Abdul Azim Zabidi has left the party, citing a loss in confidence in the party's top leadership. He was reported to have submitted his resignation on Wednesday and made the announcement on his UMNO WhatsApp group the following day. Datuk Sri Azim, who had been an UMNO member for 35 years, said that it was not an easy decision, adding that the selfishness of top party leaders who put their needs first before UMNO, as well as the members' continuous support for them, as what pushed him to leave the party. This, as well as the fact that UMNO President Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, despite facing 45 criminal breach of trust, bribery and money laundering charges, was adamant to stay on, caring little for the party's constitution. Datuk Sri Azim stated that similar, the UMNO Youth Chief Datuk Ashraf Wajdi Dusuki, he too believed that the President should take a leave of office until his court case is settled. Former Institute for Democracy and Economic Affairs IDEAS Chief Wan Saiful Wan Jan has apologized to the people for failing to keep the promise to abolish the National Higher Education Corporation Fund PT-PTN loans. Wan Saiful, who was appointed as PT-PTN chairman after the May election, said he was among those who penned Pakatan Harapan's election manifesto, adding that he was responsible for the matter, including the pledge to postpone the repayment of PT-PTN loans for those who earn below 4,000 ringgit a month. He also said the PT-PTN management had tried to find the best mechanism to realise the manifesto promise, but failed. Despite this, Wan Saiful pledged to meet the promise to reduce the burden of borrowers who earn a monthly income of under 4,000 ringgit. He also urged the leadership of PH component parties to organise a roundtable meeting to discuss the direction of its manifesto, including on which pledges are easily attainable and which should be reviewed or scrapped altogether. The Book Vouchers Aid Scheme for tertiary students may continue. In a statement today, Education Minister Dr. Mazli Malik, who brought up the matter in Friday's cabinet meeting, said the Finance Ministry has agreed to look into the recommendation. He added that continuing the aid would reduce the financial burden of students. The Book Voucher Scheme was launched in 2012 as the One Malaysia Book Voucher Programme, BB1M, and was worth 200 ringgit. 2 years later, it was increased to 250 ringgit. However, the vouchers were allegedly being abused to buy items other than reading materials and were even being sold. That further led the previous government to change the vouchers to cash worth 250 ringgit in 2016. That was preloaded into a student debit card. Coming up after the break, Thailand's famous flea market lands in Malaysia. Don't touch that dial. Welcome back. Let's head into the daily segment Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. Some shoppers will do anything for a good deal. Last Thursday, Moschino, in collaboration with H&M, made its first launch in Malaysia in Avenue K, Kuala Lumpur, and the crowd was crazy. A video posted on a Twitter account showed how absurdly people acted over the launch, as the Moschino collection was claimed to be extremely limited and was only available at the H&M's Avenue K branch. Not to mention, the store and several websites, including Forbes, had been announcing the occasion and leaking outfits from the highly anticipated brand since early November. Apparently, people were not only queuing up hours prior to the event, but many had been camping outside the store, ready to grab whatever they can, despite the price. Initially, the staff wanted to let a few people in at a time, but it somehow turned into chaos after they started pushing around and pushing their way, causing others to act outrageously as well. Guards were pushed off. Even the mannequins were stripped off their clothes. The staff can be heard reminding customers that they could only buy one design for each item of clothing per person, but it looks like the shoppers didn't pay any attention. Now updated as of 7 p.m. Here are the top trending topics and searches on the internet today. Gorgeous backdrop and with all kinds of handmade craft and unique food, Artbox, the famous hipster container flea market, which originated from Thailand and has been a huge success in other neighbouring countries, has finally reached Malaysia with 150,000 square feet of floor space. It is certainly the latest hotspot to be discovered by urbanites. Our reporter Hafizatul Salma Harif Fatila reports.
Sawadika, welcome to Artbox, which is one of the world's famous container market that combines 100 vendors from Malaysia, Thailand and Singapore. Want to know more what is so exciting about this? Let's check it out. Set over 2 weekends, Artbox is certainly an event like no other, featuring over 15 shipping containers retrofitted into creative market area, with creative art installations and lights, literally an Instagrammable wonderland that offers beautiful selfie backgrounds for young visitors.
I just wanted to check it out because they said it's container. I didn't know it would be this much people around, so I was shocked to see lah. It seems fun.
The places macam ada foods and then ada jual-jual phone cases and baju and all.
From handmade or customized bracelets, origami earrings to portrait rubber stamps, customers can just walk in and book directly with sellers, specifying their desired patterns perfect for shopaholics. While foodies can look forward to photo-worthy sinful snacks or healthy street food and drinks, you will find that visitors are also willing to line up for heavenly mangosteen, durian and mango ice cream, as well as Thailand's original green tea.
So decided to get things that we usually can't get in Malaysia. This looks nice. This is the mac and cheese fries, and then this is fruit tea on an island float. Yeah, so it's cool.
Hipster.
Yes, but it's a good place for hangout, outings. Yeah, nice. We have a nice sitting area as well for us to chill. So I love this place.
Yeah.
Visitors can enjoy free admission from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. this weekend and next week from Friday to Sunday at the outdoor open-air car park in Sunway City. Hafizatul Salma Harifazillah for 7 Edition.
It's November 10 and Lazada Malaysia is geared up for its much-anticipated 11.11 shopping festival, which is set to kick off at midnight tonight. The 24-hour online shopping event, the largest in Malaysia's history, offers over 100 million products from 300 brands through its website and mobile application. As a treat for viewers, Media Prima Berhad's television channels TV3 and NTV7 are set to broadcast the Lazada 11.11 Super Show live at 10 p.m. A red carpet event will also be aired and streamed live on NTV7 and YouTube NTV7 Malaysia.
Among the highlights of the live special program is an interactive game featured on Lazada's mobile application through which audience at home as well as at the Axiata Arena will stand a chance to win a Volkswagen Beetle 1.2 TSI. The fun-packed event will also feature a concert performed by renowned local and international artists, including one of Korea's hottest pop bands, KARD, appearing live for the first time on Malaysian TV. Earlier today, 10 lucky fans had the opportunity to interact up close with the 4-member K-pop band in a special meet-and-greet session in Kuala Lumpur. Meanwhile, fans and the public alike can view the Lazada 11.11 Super Show in high definition on multiple platforms, including YouTube TV3 Malaysia, Tonton, as well as the Lazada application. The Lazada 11.11 Festival, which will run 24 hours starting midnight tonight, offers various vouchers, free gifts, as well as products from as low as 99 sen. Online shoppers can join the hype by using the hashtag MYLazada1111 on their social media or visit Lazada's website and its social media accounts to get the latest information on the festival.